All right, check this out. A $25 million federal civil lawsuit was filed on behalf of Rodney Hinton Jr. But he didn't file it. Some crazy lady filed it. It alleges that his civil rights were violated. I'm trying to figure out why the news is reporting it as if he filed it.
Chris, thanks so much. Now to some breaking news right now. The man accused of intentionally hitting and killing Deputy Larry Henderson has filed a lawsuit in federal court.
So Rodney Hinton Jr. is seeking $25 million in damages, claiming his civil rights were violated.
Rodney Hinton Jr.'s lawyer says his client didn't file it. Nobody in his family filed it. Just some woman that he doesn't even know filed it without his permission.
The lawsuit names the state of Ohio, the Cincinnati Police Department, Sheriff Charmaine McCuffey, the Hamilton County Justice Center, and 10 others. The suit claims officers tried to intimidate Hinton in court and violated the 13th and 14th Amendments, among other allegations. Now, so far, officials have not commented on this lawsuit.
Lawsuit also says that Rodney Hinton Jr. was beaten up by the cops.
Since his arrest, is back and forth. Hamilton County, Claremont County. Rodney Hinton Jr. is spending considerable time.
I think it's pretty clear right here that he's in a lot of pain. And I think that pain is not from an accident. I think that pain is from an intentional beating by those police officers onto the body of Rodney Hinton Jr.
In a jail with 4 wheels. It's a body cam view that begins shortly after Hinton was released from UC Hospital.
Are you able to stand on your own?
Locked up here.
Here, use this hand to hold you. I'm gonna put this hand in a cuff.
He's still in his hospital gown, taken in elevators, down hallways, out the door of a Cincinnati police station, a long walkway to a waiting cruiser, going from Cincinnati police custody to Claremont County. Once he arrived,
I was thinking the same thing when I first saw him come out for the bond hearing, that he looked like something happened to him. And I know a lot of people excused it or looked at it as if he had an attitude, like he was just pissed off. But I think it's more than just him being pissed off. I think it's him being abused. I think these officers tuned him up quite a bit. And his response, what looks like an attitude to us, is just his natural reaction of looking in the face of the eyes of the men that stomped on you and beat you with clubs in your groin and in your back and in your side, where it's not as easily detected. Like this brolic white dude right here. What do you think? Yeah. Like him. Yeah. Yeah. They beat the hell out of Rodney Hinton. Yeah, I think they beat the hell out of Rodney Hinton Jr. Yeah, that's what I think. And I think every one of them know it too. What's really crazy is we got news outlets that are running with this, that put out content on this, and they didn't even tell us that it wasn't a lawsuit that was authorized by Rodney Hinton Jr. or a family member or his counsel.
Rodney Hinton Jr., who is accused of intentionally running down Deputy Larry Henderson, filed this 5-page civil lawsuit on Thursday. He did so himself.
So anybody could just go file a lawsuit on your behalf? How's that going to stand up in court? That doesn't make sense. So it's $5 million in compensatory damages and $20 million in punitive damages. Now listen to this. The lawsuit names many defendants. The Cincinnati Police Department is one of them. Hamilton County Sheriff Charmaine McCuffey. The Hamilton County Justice Center. The state of Ohio. And 10 unnamed John Doe police officers. Now here's what the key claims in the lawsuit are. The lawsuit alleges violations of his civil rights. The 4th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendment. It claims that he was subjected to excessive force, which left him with excessive visible injuries following his arrest. Another major claim involves alleged intimidation at his arraignment. Now this part, I can see that very clearly. That's the part we pointed out when all those officers were sitting at the hearing. that show of force. We're talking dozens of uniformed officers filled the courtroom in what the lawsuit describes as a coordinated presence clearly meant or intended to intimidate and influence the judicial process. So they were doing that not just for Rodney, they were doing it also for the judge. Unusual circumstances. Now, I want to repeat that this lawsuit was not filed by Rodney Hinton Jr., nor was it filed by his counsel. So this is crazy. I didn't even know you could do this. I mean, I could go file a lawsuit on your behalf and I don't even know you. We've never talked before. How does that not get kicked to the curb? So what do we know about the woman that filed the lawsuit? She's from Atlanta. Her name is Antoinette Holloway. And she's filed lawsuits before. 5 lawsuits in the state of Georgia. 4 of them have been thrown out and 1 is still pending. And she's never ever spoken to Hinton Jr. Hinton's criminal defense attorney, Clyde Bennett, has publicly stated he does not support the lawsuit and doesn't know the person who filed the lawsuit. Well, look, I'm looking at the story of Rodney Hinton Jr. A lawsuit was filed, a civil lawsuit on the federal level was filed on his behalf by a woman named Antoinette Holloway that's not a part of his legal defense, nor has she even ever spoken to Rodney Hinton Jr. Is this something that's typical or not?
Yep. There are cases where lawsuits are filed on behalf of others without their direct action. Here's the deal. Class action lawsuits. 1 or a few people can file a lawsuit representing a larger group.
Okay, so anyway, this isn't working right, folks, but we get the point, right? It's not crazy, it happens. It just seems crazy. Filing against a company is one thing, but filing on the behalf of an individual named Rodney Hinton Jr., it seems different than filing a lawsuit against an entity for a group of people. But okay, fine. I don't know, man. I'm committed to covering this case. So when news on this case, breaks, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and come back and cover it because I think this case is important. And because we got a lot of conservative black media that are going to be covering it to make themselves, better puppy dogs for the conservative news entities that they support. And the fan bases they're trying to grow at the expense of black people. And I feel like the only way that we can counter it is to actually counter it. We can't sit back and let them have a news cycle. So let's all get involved. Share this video. We need to stand in the gap and make sure that we represent, because if it wasn't for the unjustified shooting in the back of his son, without a weapon present, without a weapon or without imminent danger to those officers, none of this happens. We don't know Rodney Hinton Jr. at that point, and his son is still alive, and that's the way it should have been. Okay, I'm Tim Black. Let me know what you think in the comment section.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Prosecutors say Hinton targeted Deputy Henderson after watching body camera video showing a Cincinnati police officer shooting and killing his son. Authorities say 18-year-old Ryan Hinton was pointing a gun at an officer. These protesters say they didn't see one in the footage.
Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.